New Zealand. 310 was Bangladesh's score. New Zealand in reply so far 128 for 3. It's been a decent session for them, with Williamson and Mitchell in the middle, building up a partnership. They lost the wicket of Nicholls, and these are the highlights of that session. 50 runs coming, the loss of that Nicholls wicket. They steadied the boat, per se, after a couple of falls of wickets, shots around the ground, very selective, understandably with the shot making, but very elegant. On at times, not quite. When you have a little poke like that, results in a wicket. And this could have been another one. The review was not taken, and that was life for Daryl Mitchell. That allowed both the batters to free their arms and take the attack to the bowlers and collect the runs quite comfortably in the end. So Bangladesh missing out on that opportunity might rue that fact. Wicket each for Shariful, Mehdi Hasan Miraj and Tajul Islam. Been pretty economic. That's been virtually the case right the way through, with the bowlers from both the sides. Trout Elliott alongside. That's nicely poised, this test match at the moment.
Yeah, thanks, Shamim. That's how it stands at the moment. Saying Bangladesh need to put 2 wickets on that. 8 for 5. Looks a lot better than it does currently, especially with Kane Williamson at the crease at 49. Daryl Mitchell scoring freely. I keep going back to those maidens, though. 9 maidens bowled by Bangladesh. 8 maidens, sorry, in the first session, and none in that so far since that first session. So they haven't been able to keep the batters on strike and try and work them over. New Zealand have had the ability to rotate the strike, get partnerships going. That partnership between Williamson and Nicholls, and now Williamson and Mitchell. So there's a little bit of a responsibility here for Williamson to go big, and Mitchell to get his innings underway, which he's done. He scores pretty quickly, Daryl Mitchell. So Bangladesh will have to try and curb that in this session here.
Kane Williamson on 49. And he gets to his 50 very nicely. That's his third 50. Fourth in Bangladesh. And he's had 2 more against Bangladesh in New Zealand. But in total, that is his 34th 50 to go with 2800s. What more can you say? All the stats tell you that he is a great batter. And just a little milestone maybe for him, but taking the scenario into action, I think this is the ideal time for him to get it.
Yeah, he's got a great conversion rate, Kane Williamson. Beauty of him is that, he's not looking at 50, he's looking a lot bigger than that. He's got the ability to just bat time. Done it to perfection today.
He likes scoring runs against Bangladesh. This is his 8th score of 50 or more in the 9 innings versus Bangladesh that he's played so far. So that is something of a concern for Bangladesh. I'd like to see the back of him back in the pavilion as quickly as possible. 75 bowls so far. It's the undefeated 50 for this master batter in Williamson. He has employed that reverse very well, and that has also resulted in a superb boundary. Onto it in a flash, premeditated, but he executed that shot so wonderfully.
Played this a couple of times, Daryl Mitchell. Get that, just turns the bat around, knocks it on the head. Gets a lot of power on it. The safety, it just looks like a risk-free shot for him. That's how well he plays it. And what that does now is it puts some doubts into the mind of Shanto's captain, Tajul as bowler. Well, what do they do? Because they don't want to leak runs like that. It just seems like easy runs. Nothing wrong with the delivery as well. It was a good delivery. It's going for 4. Well, they're happy to just keep Daryl Mitchell doing or playing that shot.
Oh, it's up in the air, just falling short. He was reaching for that, did not have the control to keep it along the ground. Fortunate once again. Did it go to hand?
I think it was just short, Shamim. I think so.
Couple more runs in the deep. Getting so frustrating for the bowler.
Well, that's why the man's there at short cover. Just a little prod and on the half volley. Ever so close. That's the end of the over. 139 for 3.
That last one is stuck around the corner, though it's not in the ground itself. A cricket match going on just outside.
It's like a 5th day pitch, that one.
The interest of the game in Bangladesh, it's a passion. So much support for the game of cricket.
I think that pitch we saw earlier, though, Shamim, I wouldn't last too long on that one. Doesn't look like the green lush conditions of New Zealand.
Batters will be happy that they have a much more proper pitch in the middle to bat on. I tell you what, the approach of Daryl Mitchell with that premeditated sweep, and then suddenly he got, almost foxed into that little prod. Almost got lost in his wicket. Sometimes the bowlers can get a little frustrated. You said it was good ball when he played the reverse. It looked so comfortable. Then ever so close to a catch. Kane Williamson has negotiated very comfortably. Two very different types of batters. Let's have another look at this one. Effort by Mehdi Hassan Miraj. It's just not quite there. A little bit of turn. Not getting the bat. He had his heart in his mouth. And it's always difficult going forward and trying to get underneath. Very good effort, but to no avail.
There's been a couple of chances out there. Obviously, the edge from Daryl Mitchell that Bangladesh didn't review, and then that one there. But I think these two players complement each other really nicely. You've got Daryl Mitchell, who's scoring quickly, strike rate of 87. And here are the two chances here. Nick, a lot of the players going up saying, let's go upstairs, and they didn't. And then this one here.
Oh, yes!
A lot of yes and no's and throw the ball to the keeper. But that is over. 140 for 3. Cricket in Sylhet always is very attractive. The ground is so pretty. The surrounds are so nice and lovely, very pleasing to the eye. The cricket in the middle is intriguing. What more could you ask, Grant?
Kane Williamson 100.
I'm sure you do. Well, that's on the cards. He hasn't really looked out of sorts. He's not really been troubled by the Bangladeshi bowlers, and seems so comfy in his endeavors so far. There's a change in the bowling taking effect in the middle. Bangladesh skipper Najmul Hossain trying to change his bowlers around. Of course, change of angles, change of type of bowling. So Naeem Hassan comes back in for his 7th over.
Imagine how these players complement each other. You've got Kane Williamson, who he goes at one pace. He spreads the field and he just pushes the ball into the gaps. He's not necessarily aggressive.
And Harat there must be pondering ways to instruct his protégés, his people in the middle. Maybe he'll take a walk around and give some instructions how to just make that little bit of a difference that can garner a wicket. Oh, that is a beauty. Held its line, just playing for the turn. Again, edge or not, running out of time. And you really want to depend on is the wicket keeper, isn't he? He's the one who's going to tell you so close. It's right through the bat and pad. Missed everything.
Once again, the culprit, Daryl Mitchell, seemed to be living dangerously with these calls on Daryl Mitchell. What will put doubts in their mind is that they didn't go up for the one with Sharaful. And the message would have immediately come from the change room, Shamim. They would have said, he nicked that and we didn't go up.
Again, the reverse employed. He does play that exceedingly well. Now they've got a person there exactly for that shot. But you know, there's a saying that when you play a reverse, it normally is rather premeditated. There's an element of risk, but the way he's played it. Now let's have a look at this past the inside edge. It was pretty clear there was not going to strike the bat, just a brush against the pad. May have confused all and sundry around with that noise. Thankfully, from the Bangladeshi perspective, no review was taken. Partnership building now.
Daryl Mitchell being the aggressor, Kane Williamson just batting at the pace that he loves to go at. Spreads the field, waits for the poor delivery. In between that, just nudges it into the gap, looking for those singles, keeps rotating the strike, keeps the momentum going.
Oh yes, Naimi.
Smother the spin. That is Williamson for you. Sees a good delivery, goes really forward, angles the bat, the eye over the ball, ensures that it's not getting a chance to turn away in any direction. Mitchell, other ideas. Completes over number 41, 1-4-2 for 3. Very good test match going on in the middle between Bangladesh and New Zealand. Bangladesh finishing their innings at 310. And New Zealand, despite losing 3 wickets, have garnered 142 runs. They've got wealth of experience of Kane Williamson in the middle, guiding this partnership, which is looking very good now, 44 of 59. Daryl Mitchell has had his bits of luck, but that's what you need this in a game of cricket. Lady Luck shines on you and you say, right, I'm going to carry on and use that luck and go my merry way. Get the runs, get them quickly. And there he goes again.
just a fascinating field here. It's a backward point coming around the wicket. I think this is the right idea. You have to bowl quite straight to Daryl Mitchell. See if you can get him trying to force it through the leg side. Doesn't change his hands around, keeps his hands in the same position. Swaps the feet. Plays it well. Risk-free shot, but just for one. I do question whether it's a shot to play just for one.
You said it's a risk-free shot. Somehow, I just feel that whenever there's a reverse going, there is always an element of risk, always an element of premeditation.
I'd say risk-free for him because I've seen him play it so well over time now. It's a shot that's in his tools to play, whereas other players potentially that are not as proficient with it might be risky, but he just plays it so well and plays it with not only power but control.
Your point, and obviously from what he's done with all the reverses that he has played, he has not really missed it anyone. He seems pretty confident playing. And even the last one, he actually had to reach quite a bit, extend his arms, extend his legs. Still he had that control over the shot. It's not the easiest thing to do.
I think he's someone like Joe Root. Saw him get out twice in a test match playing a reverse lap shot off the seamers, and that's where maybe test cricket's going. Remember, as these players go out there, express themselves, try to get the game moving on. Daryl Mitchell's now striking at 83.78, healthy strike rate compared to Kane Williamson, who's 53 off 88, just a strike rate of 60, 2-3.
The old days, if you could just manage about 3 and over in test matches, you'd say that's pretty well done. But now, even if it's 3.5 and over, you say, they're a little slow. Whole mindset, the influences of the shorter former has really had an effect on test cricket. 144 for 3. Session 1, 24.1 overs, 78 runs. The run rate's been pretty steady. It's speeded up a little bit in the next session. It's a continuation of Naeem Hassan. Sweat pour out. Goodness. Dehydration. Sometimes wonder, sitting up here in the comfy of our AC commentary box, how warm and humid it is.
That's how I was sweating after my sizzling chicken last night, Shamim. Sweat off the brow. Some spicy food here in Bangladesh. Love my spice though.
Get used to the spice. You don't want to get rid of it. You want to carry on. I mean, like curry has become a sort of basic food in England.
I know the Bangladesh players, when they come to New Zealand, they try a meal. It's firecracker chicken from Monsoon Poon. It's the hottest. You know, there's fire breathing out of your mouth. And they tried it, and they said, no, it's not that hot. Not hot at all. Daniel Flynn, batting coach. Satner and Rachin Ravindra going to the nets. Go and have a hit. The spin twins, the two left arm tweakers. Daniel Flynn is also a left-hander himself. Top order test matches for New Zealand. He's here as batting coach. So hopefully his shoulder is nice and warm, because he's going to be throwing for a couple of hours there to those two boys.
Change of angle here coming around. on by the umpire to the batter. His eyebrows were raised when Rachin Ravindra was not in the playing 11. You know, a lot of people in Bangladesh thought he was an automatic choice because of his mixed capabilities with the bat and the ball. So, and centuries for him in the World Cup. So a big surprise that Rachin was not in the final 11. Nicely easing into that shot. Good stop. That's the single to finish the over. It's 145 for 3. 46 now for 3. It's a nice little tussle going on between ball and bat. Neither really dominating, but it's that kind of a period of play in a day's play in a test match that you love to watch. Both teams trying to outsmart each other in the thought process and also in their skill sets.
You mentioned Rachin Ravindra, Shamim, and obviously he had a fantastic World Cup. It wasn't Test cricket, but he's been in the environment now, caps environment for close on 2 years, and he's had a lot of experience. And you think that the left-arm spin of Rachin Ravindra would also be quite handy.
The 50 partnership comes up with that back foot shot. And, despairing effort. Covered a lot of ground. Just got a little tangled up before he could gather ball and flick it back. It's gone through.
Yeah, knees got stuck in the dirt. This is where Williamson is so good. Just gives himself a little bit of room and just punches it through the offside. I've seen this happen. The knee just digging. We saw it happen to Glenn Phillips last night. I think he may have got a bit of turf in his mouth as well. Desperate to try and get the ball, and that brings up New Zealand's 150 as well.
It can be dangerous, you know, the knee getting stuck in the turf. You don't roll along and slide along, get stuck, and if you're got that momentum of the body, can lead to injuries. Thankfully, there wasn't any for Taijul. And another well-placed shot. Get the run.
So this is where it is. The figure 4 slide, they call it. Bang, the knee goes in, you don't slide, dig yourself in, and then you realise that and you get desperate to try and get the ball. Go. Sorry. And then you apologise to your bowler.
The bowler will appreciate the effort. Did really try and slide.
So going back to Rachin Ravindra, the only place I think that you could play Rachin Ravindra is maybe in place of Henry Nicholls. First, it'll just be one. And Henry Nicholls got a double 100 against Sri Lanka in his last test match, so you're not going to drop him. And I think that there's consistency in the New Zealand selection and consistency there with, okay, well then he bowls left arm tweakers as well, Rachin Ravindra, but you've got Ajaz Patel. Ajaz Patel's your frontline spinner. So how you get him in the team, Glenn Phillips is there because these left-handers, and New Zealand wanted someone to go away from the left-handers. All away. It's the end of the over, 153 for 3.
Got a few people in here enjoying the cricket in the middle. Another little respite for the players. Fourth wicket partnership of 55 of 77, which is looking good. And of course, a comfortable position for New Zealand to be in, Grant, because the moment this partnership is looking good, one's being attacking and innovative, the other's being very orthodox in his approach.
Yeah, I think it is a classic case of yin and yang. You've got an aggressive player in Daryl Mitchell, and then Kane Williamson, who just keeps going at one pace, and he's so difficult to tie down and bowl maidens to. Just how do you stop Williamson from scoring? They're having a lot of fun. I don't know, is he sleeping? Shamim, he's not enjoying it that much, is he?
I think he thought he came in to watch a T20 match and decided to go to sleep instead.
Either that or he's had a big portion of sizzling chicken and he's just letting it leave his body while he sleeps it off for an hour or so.
Oh, he must have had mashed potatoes, bland. Let's put him to sleep. Used to spicy food, yeah.
But you mentioned it earlier, and you said this is the time of the Test match where both teams are actually, they're trying, they're fighting for a bit of authority out there. And there it is! Is that out? No! I got a bit excited. I just saw the bails come off, and I thought Kane Williamson had been bowled.
I thought maybe there's an inside edge on, but a little deceiving. There's a bit of grip. Missed the bat. Oh. Deflection of the gloves, dislodging the bails there. He was well in. A little bit of excitement. Not often that you see Kane Williamson being beaten. Moral victory for the bowler.
It was right on cue, actually. You were talking about how this is the stage of the game where it's Test match cricket and both teams are trying to outfox each other. Suddenly something happens. Like that, the ball just bites, a little bit more turn than is expected. And I'm very sorry to all the New Zealand fans. I apologise because I basically thought that Kane Williamson was out, so their hearts would have been in their throats. I just saw the zinger bails fall off, and it just looked like it was an inside edge or he was bowled there. Bit of turn from Naeem.
Someone was dropping off in New Zealand. You sure woke them up.
It's around about that time. It's just when you start thinking about going to bed. 8:45 in the evening in New Zealand. So this will probably give him another half an hour with that burst of adrenaline after they thought that Kane Williamson had just been dislodged.
Oh yeah!
I saw that forward short leg fielder. Thought I saw him actually move back a couple of feet as the bowler was coming in. I'm not sure if I spotted it right, but he shouldn't have been doing that.